Hi, and welcome to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast, the podcast for real estate agents absolutely everywhere. I'm Lisa B, and during this podcast, we're going to be talking about everything real estate. What's working, what's not working, AI, automation, technology, eXp Realty, and absolutely everything to do with real estate. I'll have guest speakers as well, where we'll answer your questions from the Facebook group, Let's Talk About Real Estate. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group, make sure you do that now, and we'd be happy to help answering any question. And again, welcome to the show. Welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast. And I have with me Terri Cooper. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Woohoo. Hello. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. So what we're going to be talking about today is, like, we've been in real estate for, how long have you been? I've been over 30 years. You're the same, over 30.
About the same as you.
Yes. So we've been around the block a few times. You know, we've sort of, even though we're not listing and selling now, we're still talking to agents every day. You know, you were training, you were doing lots of different things. And so we sort of had a lot of similar background too. But, you know, I think, you know, both you and I are in eXp now. And the difference that I see in the older models, the franchise models, how agents can just operate differently. And I'm just interested to know, what are the three things that you love about eXp for an agent? Like, if there's somebody watching this that's looking to join eXp or not looking to join eXp, but just want to know, what are the three things that you think an agent's going to benefit from? And then I'll say the three things that I think agents, you know, that I love for agents. All right. So what's your number one?
Okay, so number one for me is the independence, because, as you say, I've been in real estate a long time. I was doing really, really well, but it was always under a brand. Now, sometimes people like a big brand and sometimes don't. And I think sometimes listings get forgotten in an office where you might have 120 properties. How do they focus? So I love being able to have your personal brand. Your name is on the signboard, and your own colors. You can be creative. You'll get help. eXp will give you help to design your own logo, and it's kind of quite exciting. It's like an exciting journey, I think, and it allows you to be creative and also focus on your client. You actually don't have to worry about the other 100 listings in the office that people might see in the shop window, and they don't look at yours because the one down the street looks a bit better. You can just focus on your own listings. I love it. And the people will come to you individually.
Absolutely. Okay, perfect. And number two?
Number two, I like the idea of getting 100% commission. I love that. I actually worked in an office where I kind of was an independent agent. However, it cost me nearly $5,000 a month for desk fee. I had my own little office within the office, and I had a PA, but I had to pay for all that. I had to pay for the PA. I had to pay that $5,000 would go towards getting my trust accounting done, anything else that the office was doing for me. So that was a lot. Like, you know, you look at that 5, 7, like 12, that's about 60,000 a year just to have an office within an office. So I love this way. You're going to get 100% commission. You don't, as well as paying for the office, I had to give away part of my commission as well. So I would work really hard, get the sales, but by the time I paid all my office fees and then the percentage of the commission away and for my PA, it didn't leave much sometimes. Yes, and I only just left a little bit. And I actually found that really difficult with sellers, because they would assume that you would be getting 100% of the commission. They had no idea of what your overheads were. Whereas in eXp, the overheads are minimal.
Yes, exactly. All right, perfect. Okay, number three.
Number three, I just think, okay, one of the big things that frightened me about going out on my own, eXp Realty was not around when, like, I've been not selling for a few years, so it wasn't around then. But one of the things that I didn't want to go on my own was, how would I handle all the back end, all the trust accounting, the responsibility of, you know, if I made an error, if my audit in the trust account wasn't right. That was a very frightening thing for me anyway, because I like selling. I'm a big person, but I'm not a detail person. And I knew I would have had to pay a lot of money to have accountants and audits and finance people behind me, and I didn't really want that big expenses as well. Whereas eXp, for our $275 a month, we actually have all the trust accounting done for us, There is a settlement fee when we do make a
Like I
sale, which
say, yes,
normally the seller would pay for anyway.
yes,
But I don't have to have my own trust accountant,
no.
which to me is a huge worry
Oh,
that agents have about going away on their own.
oh, big time. And we was talking off camera, and you were talking about the no office politics as well.
Oh yeah,
So that
yes,
is a big
yes.
thing. Explain what you were talking about with that.
Okay. Um, it's interesting. Well, I guess it depends. There are some wonderful, wonderful agencies and
Hmm.
offices where they are like a family. You know, I
Yeah.
could name them, but I won't. And that's brilliant. But not every office is like that. And
No.
often in an office, there's one or two people who are like not so
The
much
old
getting on
dog.
to people. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That's whatever. And that is sometimes hard to have that negative energy around you,
Yeah.
especially when things perhaps in the market are not going well.
Mm.
And the conversation in the tea room is like, oh, the market's so bad. Oh, I can't do this. I can't
Yeah.
do that. And even though we try to stay above all that, I've found that it did affect you. And I had to work really hard to
Yeah.
keep myself feeling positive in the light of the negative energy that was going around from just a few people.
Yes.
Whereas this way, we're independent. We're only mixing with other eXp agents.
Yeah.
They're all
And
really
you get to
positive.
choose.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. You choose who you work with, whereas
Yeah.
in an agency, you don't. You
No,
know, I was very
exactly.
lucky. I had wonderful principals, but it's not always that case.
Yeah. And like you said, sometimes the boss is the a selling agent as well. And a lot
Yes,
of the time they
yes.
don't help because they don't want to
No,
see you get the sales, or
no.
they'll say, oh, that buyer, I spoke to them 6 months ago. That's my
Yeah,
buyer.
that's yeah, and that has
Things
happened.
it
Yes,
does. And
it does
my
happen.
seller, I spoke to them a year ago and they bought through me. They didn't ask for you.
Yes,
That was always a rule in my office. If they didn't ask for you, then
yes.
you don't get it. If they didn't
No,
if
that
they
was the
just came back to
same.
the office. Um,
Yes,
so
yeah,
yeah, and so yeah, I think that you're not competing against a whole lot of other people in your office. You haven't got that negativity
exactly.
and all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
things that I love about EXP for an agent is the 5 ways they can earn an income and build assets. That wasn't around definitely when I had my businesses. And there was
No,
no
no,
way I would have had an office if I had seen
no.
this model. There's no way I would have spent so much money every single month with
Yeah,
staff and all that. No way in the world.
yeah, yeah.
They can save money on costs. So they get about
Yes,
$1,300 worth of value, or if not more now, for
yes.
$275 a month. So if you're
Incredible.
an independent, you're working for yourself, then you can definitely save money with us on portal fees, on API data, your
Yeah,
CRM, all of those things, Canva Pro, all that. You can
yeah,
save a lot of money. So, and then the other thing that I really like is it's not about how much GCI you bring in or how much commission you bring in. Like you said, you can look like a
yeah.
rock star. Oh my gosh, you brought in all this money GCI. And then
Yes,
by the time you take everything out, your PAs, your
yeah,
VAs, your letterbox
yeah,
droppers, your whatever,
yes,
the franchise fees,
yeah,
the commission you pay to your boss, you end up with like this
yes.
much. You look great
That's
and they
right.
praise you and everything, but
Yeah,
your
yeah.
family is not benefiting from that income. So
No,
with
exactly.
EXP, obviously, the most you ever pay in commissions only 25 grand a year, whether you're bringing in $300,000 or $1 million. The most you
Yes,
pay is 25 grand. And then there's just the $275 a month administration fee or monthly fee, and then just
yep,
your transaction fee. And everything's including GST. There's a lot of businesses
yes.
out there that don't actually say that it includes GST. So there's no
No, I
charges with
think that's a
us.
big thing. I think that's a really big thing. They
Yeah.
need to say that because it gives people the wrong impression, and
Yes.
it also makes you think, well, if you're kind of being a little bit dishonest about that,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, yeah,
Yes,
I like the
exactly.
fact that every single thing that we have in EXP includes the GST,
Yeah,
so there
that's
are
right.
no surprises,
No,
no
there are no
surprises.
surprises whatsoever.
No,
And that's why, we like to do the EXP Explains with agents that are looking at coming in. They can ask
yes,
every question, they can have everything sorted out before they come in, that they're
absolutely.
not coming in going, oh, I didn't know that, because that
Yeah,
happens so
that's
many
right.
times. Like we don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
lock-in contracts, there's no territories, there's no set fees.
No,
As
no,
far as what commission you can charge and all that sort of thing. So everything is totally transparent. We're a NASDAQ listed
absolutely.
company. You have to be transparent. We can't hide things.
Oh,
And
I think you do. Yes. Well,
Mm.
even a friend of mine joined a certain company, which I won't name, obviously,
Yeah.
but for her to leave, there's a penalty. There's a penalty of
Yes.
tens of thousands of dollars to
Yes.
leave that agency.
And
And
they
I
keep
think,
your website because they
yeah,
own the
that's right.
domain name.
That's right. Exactly right. So at least with it, we never, if something happened and you you don't want to be an agent anymore, you can leave eXp straight away with no penalty.
No.
You can keep your domain if that's what you want.
Exactly.
Very, very transparent.
You've
I love
really
it.
got to shop around and ask, are there any other fees? Is there
Yes.
anything else I should know about? And read
Yeah,
your
that's right.
contracts, because there
I
are
think
some that
so.
aren't transparent. So yeah.
Yes,
All
yes,
righty.
yes.
Anything else you'd like to add in before we go?
No, no, except that if anyone's watching this, either Lia's or I would love to have an explain
Yeah,
session with you. No, absolutely
absolutely.
no obligation, but ask your questions, see if it fits for you. And if it is a fit, we can help you on board. And
Yeah.
also, one thing we could do, Lisa, I forgot, if anybody is thinking about it, why not bring the amount of commission you got last year with your
Yes.
sales and let us
Yes.
compare
Yeah.
with those same amount of sales what you would have got if you were with eXp, and you
Oh,
might be very, very surprised.
absolutely.
Very
So would your
surprised. So I'd
family
love you
be
to do that.
happy? It's probably a
Yes.
trip to Disneyland or something, or a new
Oh,
car or something,
brilliant.
or
New
your
car.
child's
Yeah.
education at a,
One of our agents, I know, he said the first year he was with us, he saved $41,000.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
not chicken feed, is it?
No,
That's a lot of
exactly.
money.
It is a
He's
lot of
not
money.
selling any more sales. He's probably a little bit less, but he's
Yeah.
actually taking home 41,000 more than what he
Yeah.
would with his previous company.
Absolutely. So if you're watching this and you're interested in eXp,
Yeah,
definitely reach out to Terri, and Terri and I can jump on an eXp explain with you and go through absolutely
lovely.
everything. There
Yep,
are no hidden anything you want to know. We will be 100%, transparent and tell you everything that you need to know. So thank
beautiful.
you so much, Terri. You're awesome.
Thank you, Lisa. Talk
Thanks.
soon.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have a question about real estate, then please join the group on Facebook, also called Let's Talk About Real Estate. For those of you who are interested in eXp, please join us at 10 a.m. Brisbane time every Wednesday morning for eXp Explained. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, and see you next week.